First contact deception. The stars looked different from this far out in the solar system. Captain Maya Chen stood on the bridge of the EDS Thunderchild, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen. Jupiter loomed to their port side, its swirling storms a beautiful but distant backdrop to the real focus of everyone's attention, the empty space ahead where sensors had detected something approaching. Status report, Maya said, her voice steady despite the tension coiling in her stomach. Lieutenant Raj Patel didn't look up from his console, his fingers moving rapidly across the holographic interface. Signals are getting stronger, Captain. Whatever's out there, it's big, and it's not alone. Maya nodded, processing this information with practiced calm. After decades of silence from the depths of space, humanity had finally detected signs of intelligent alien life, but not as they'd hoped. These weren't friendly explorers sending mathematical greetings. These vessels moved with purpose. In formation, a fleet. The United Earth Defense Force had dispatched the Thunderchild as humanity's first line of defense. As Earth's newest prototype warship, it represented humanity's best chance for first contact or first defense. The only problem was that the Thunderchild wasn't nearly as advanced as its reputation suggested. How long until visual confirmation? Maya asked. At current speeds, about 15 minutes, Captain, Patel replied. Maya pressed a button on her command chair. All hands, this is the captain. We are 15 minutes from first contact with unknown vessels. Battle stations level 2. This is not a drill. Throughout the ship, warning lights flashed amber. Crew members rushed to their stations, their expressions a mixture of fear and determination. Nobody had trained for this exact moment because nobody had truly believed it would come. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Sofia Rodriguez checked and rechecked the ship's systems. The Thunderchild's experimental fusion reactor hummed steadily, its blue glow casting eerie shadows across engineering. Power, levels stable, Captain, Rodriguez reported through the comm. The Mirage system is online and ready. Mirage, multispectral illusion and reflection advanced gravitational emitter. The system was Earth's newest and most classified technology. Not because it could harm anyone, but because it could create perfect illusions. The system could make the Thunderchild appear to have capabilities far beyond what it actually possessed, projecting false weapon signatures, shield strengths, and power readings. Dr. Elijah Ward, the scientist who had developed the system, stood nervously at the Wayne Auxiliary Science Station on the bridge. Mirage is calibrated and functioning, he reported, adjusting his glasses. But I must remind you, Captain, this system was never meant for sustained operation. We don't know how long it will hold under intense scanning. Maya acknowledged this, with a slight nod. The fate of humanity might depend on how long they could maintain this bluff. Sir. Patel straightened in his chair. I'm getting visual now. On screen, Maya commanded. The main view screen flickered and then filled with an image that made everyone on the bridge fall silent. The alien ships were unlike anything humans had ever designed. They looked almost organic, with sleek, iridescent hulls that seemed to flow rather than be constructed. Biomechanical structures protruded from their surfaces like strange growths. The vessels varied in size, but even the smallest dwarfed the Thunderchild. My God, someone whispered. Maya didn't allow herself to show fear. Magnify the lead ship. The screen zoomed in on the largest vessel. It was massive, easily 10 times the size of the Thunderchild. Its surface pulsed with strange lights that seemed to flow like blood through veins. They're scanning us, Patel reported, his voice tense. Very powerful scans. They're cutting through our outer shields like they're not even there. Maya made a quick decision. Raise all shields to maximum. Weapons on standby, but do not target lock. Activate Mirage at full capacity. Dr. Ward input. The commands, his fingers trembling slightly. Mirage activated, projecting false signatures now. The bridge crew watched as their own tactical displays suddenly showed their modest ship transformed into something far more formidable. A vessel armed with theoretical quantum weapons, protected by impossible shields, and powered by energy, sources that Earth scientists had only dreamed about. Now we wait, Maya said softly. On the alien command ship, Overlord Zexval studied the scan results with growing confusion. The Kryvax had conquered dozens of systems throughout their expansion. Their technological superiority had never been challenged by young species like these humans. Yet the scan results from this single Earth vessel defied explanation. "This cannot be correct," Zexval growled to his science officer. "Run the scans again." The science officer, a tall, multi-limbed being with pale blue skin, manipulated controls on his console. "The results are the same, Overlord. The human ship contains technology that should be centuries beyond their development level." Zexval's compound eyes narrowed as he studied the holographic display of the Thunderchild. According to their intelligence, humans had only achieved faster-than-light travel a century ago. They should be using primitive fusion drives and basic energy weapons. Yet this vessel showed signs of advanced quantum field manipulation, weapons, capable of destroying entire moons, and power readings that suggested they had mastered zero-point energy. "It is not possible," he insisted. "Our scouts reported them as a Level 3 civilization only 15 cycles ago." His second-in-command, Sub-Commander Thex, moved closer. "Perhaps our scouts were detected and fed false information. Perhaps these humans have been hiding their true capabilities." On the Thunderchild's bridge, the crew watched anxiously as the alien ship suddenly changed formation, spreading out instead of maintaining their tight approach. "They've stopped their advance," Patel reported. "They're holding position just beyond Jupiter's orbit." Maya felt a flicker of hope. "They're being cautious. That's good. It means they're not here for immediate attack." Dr. Ward looked up from his console with a strange expression. "Captain, I think they're afraid of us." Maya turned to him in surprise. "What makes you say that?" "Their scan patterns changed dramatically after they got their first readings. They're now scanning us much more carefully, focusing on our weapons and power systems. And look at their new formation. They've moved into a defensive posture." Maya considered this. "Keep Mirage running at full capacity. Continue broadcasting our greeting message on all channels. Let's not spook them." What none of the humans knew was that on the Kryvax command ship, panic was spreading. The scan results showed weapons technology that could easily destroy their entire fleet. Power readings suggested the Earth vessel could generate enough energy to create a small black hole. Most alarming were the quantum signatures that indicated the humans might have mastered dimensional manipulation. Zexval made his decision. "All ships hold position. Do not approach the human vessel. Prepare for immediate retreat if they make any aggressive moves." Thex looked shocked. "Retreat? From a single vessel?" Zexval glared at his second-in-command. "That single vessel could destroy our entire fleet if these readings are accurate. We need to reassess everything we thought we knew about this species." Back on the Thunderchild, Maya watched the alien ships with growing confusion. Why aren't they advancing? Why aren't they communicating? "I think they really are afraid of us," Patel said with disbelief in his voice. Maya looked at the massive alien fleet on the screen, then at her own relatively small vessel. "That's ridiculous, Lieutenant. Why would they fear us?" Dr. Ward smiled slightly. "Not us, Captain. What they think we are." Hours passed with no movement from the alien fleet. The crew of the Thunderchild maintained battle stations, rotating in shifts to prevent exhaustion. Earth's military leadership had been informed of the situation, and emergency preparations were underway planet-wide. In the ship's engineering section, Rodriguez and Ward were hunched over a workstation, looking at the data from the alien scans. "They were very interested in our quantum weapon systems," Rodriguez said, pointing to a spike in the scan data. "They spent a lot of time focusing on them." Ward nodded, his tired eyes fixed on the screen. "That makes sense. According to our projections, those weapons could theoretically punch a hole in spacetime, if they believe we actually have them." The truth was that the Thunderchild, while impressive by human standards, would be no match for even one of the alien vessels in actual combat. The ship had only one truly advanced system, Mirage. Everything else was standard Earth technology, barely a century beyond the first space shuttles. On the bridge, Captain Chen received a priority call from Earth. "Patch it through to my ready room," she ordered, then stepped away from the bridge. The worried face of Admiral James Harper appeared on her screen. "Report, Captain." "The aliens are holding position, sir. No hostile actions, no communications. They're just watching us." Harper's expression was grim. "Our astronomers have identified at least 30 more alien ships approaching from beyond Neptune. Whatever scared them, it won't work forever." Maya nodded. "How long until the rest of the fleet is ready?" There was an uncomfortable pause before Harper spoke. "Chen, you know there is no rest of the fleet. The Thunderchild is all we have." "The aliens don't know that," Maya said. "As far as they can tell, we have technology far beyond theirs. The projectors are working for now." "The UN Security Council is in emergency session," Harper said. "Keep maintaining the deception. Buy us time." After ending the call, Maya returned to the bridge, her face carefully neutral despite the weight on her shoulders. The fate of humanity might depend on how long they could maintain this bluff. On the Kryvax command ship, Zexval was becoming increasingly frustrated. The initial scan results had shown technology that should be impossible for such a young species. His science team had been analyzing the data for hours, looking for any sign that it might be fake. Could it be some form of deception? Zexval asked his science officer. "Unlikely, Overlord. To create false readings of this complexity would require technology almost as advanced as the technology being simulated." Sub-Commander Thex approached with a data pad. "The reinforcements will arrive within 10 hours, Overlord. Then we will have overwhelming force." Zexval made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Overwhelming force? Did you not see the weapon? Signatures? That single human vessel could destroy our entire fleet if its systems are real." "Then we must determine if they are real," Thex insisted. "I recommend we send a scout ship closer. If the humans attack, we will at least know their weapons are genuine." After considering this for a moment, Zexval nodded. "Select our fastest scout. If they destroy it, we retreat immediately." Back on the Thunderchild, Lieutenant Patel straightened in his chair. "Captain, one of the alien ships is moving. A small vessel, breaking formation and heading toward us." Maya tensed. "Weapons?" "No sign of weapons charging," Patel reported. "They appear to be approaching slowly. I think it's a scout." Maya knew this was a critical moment. If the aliens discovered their deception, Earth would be defenseless. "Lieutenant Kim, open a channel, all frequencies." "Channel open, Captain." Maya stood tall. "Attention, alien vessel. This is Captain Maya Chen of the Earth Defense Force vessel, Thunderchild. Your approach is being monitored. Maintain your current speed and do not activate any weapon systems. Any aggressive action will be met with immediate response." There was no reply. The scout continued its slow approach. "They're scanning us again," Ward reported from the science station. "Much more detailed scans this time." Maya turned to Rodriguez. "Will Mirage hold up under close-range scanning?" The engineer looked worried. "It should, but I can't guarantee. This technology was never fully tested. We're pushing it to its limits." "Captain," Patel interrupted. "The scout is now within weapons range." Maya made a quick decision. "Target their engines with our railgun system. Don't fire unless I give the order." The railgun was one of the few real advanced weapons the Thunderchild possessed. It used electromagnetic forces to launch projectiles at incredible speeds. It wouldn't be enough to defeat the alien fleet, but it might be convincing enough to maintain their bluff. On the alien scout ship, the scan operator reported to their commander. "The human vessel is targeting our engines. Their weapons are primitive, projectile launchers but accelerated to unusual velocities." The scout commander reported back to Zexval, who ordered, "Perform a full spectrum analysis. I want to know everything about that ship." As the scout's scans intensified, Ward saw warning lights flashing on his console. "Captain, they're starting to penetrate our projection field. If they keep this up, they'll see through it soon." Maya knew she needed to act. "Patel, fire a warning shot. Aim to miss by 100 meters." The railgun fired, sending a hypersonic round past the alien scout. The projectile left a visible trail in the vacuum, as it passed close enough to the scout to register on their sensors, but not close enough to be considered a direct attack. The effect was immediate. The scout ship stopped its approach and began backing away quickly. On the Kryvax command ship, the scout commander's report caused a stir. "Their projectile weapon energy readings are off the scale, Overlord. It barely missed us." Zexval's compound eyes widened. "A warning. They could have destroyed you but chose not to," his science officer interrupted. "Overlord, I'm detecting anomalies in their energy signature. There's something strange about—" "Enough!" Zexval cut him off. "I will not risk our entire fleet on suspicions. Order all ships to maintain distance. We wait for reinforcements." As the scout returned to the fleet, Maya allowed herself a small sigh of relief. They had bought more time, but she knew it wouldn't last forever. Soon the aliens would either see through their deception or bring enough ships that it wouldn't matter. "Good work, everyone," she said to her crew. "But this is just the beginning. We need to be ready for whatever comes next." In the engineering section, Rodriguez and Ward exchanged worried glances. The Mirage projectors had nearly failed under the intense scanning. Next time, they might not be so lucky. The ultimate gambit 12 hours had passed since the alien scouts' retreat. The Mirage system was beginning to show signs of strain, components overheating from continuous operation far beyond their design limits. In engineering, Chief Rodriguez worked frantically to keep the system operational. "How much longer?" Captain Chen asked over the comm. Rodriguez wiped sweat from her brow. 6 hours, maybe less. The primary emitters are degrading faster than expected. On the bridge, Maya processed this grim news. Earth's defensive preparations were nowhere near ready. If the aliens discovered their bluff now, humanity would face a technologically superior force with nothing but conventional weapons and desperate courage. "Captain," Patel called out, "I'm detecting a significant energy surge from the alien fleet. Their reinforcements have arrived." The main view screen updated to show new vessels joining the original fleet. These ships were even larger. Their designs, more menacing. 37 new vessels in total, Patel reported. Their combined firepower could glass half a continent. Maya's mind raced. The Mirage system was failing and the alien fleet was growing stronger. They needed a new strategy, and fast. "Dr. Ward," she said, turning to the scientist, "is there any way to strengthen the Mirage projection?" Ward shook his head. "Not with our current power constraints. We're already pushing the system beyond safe limits." "What about changing the projection?" Maya asked, a dangerous idea forming in her mind. "Instead of making us look more powerful, what if we projected a vulnerability, a deliberate flaw they could exploit?" Ward's eyes widened. "A trap? It's possible, but extremely risky. If they take the bait, they'd attack exactly where we want them to," Maya finished. "Lieutenant Kim, get me Admiral Harper." While waiting for the connection, Maya noticed something strange on the tactical display. "Patel, what's that energy? Signature near Earth's atmosphere?" Patel frowned, adjusting his sensors. "I don't see anything, Captain." "There was something there just for a moment," Maya insisted. "Run a diagnostic on the long-range sensors." Before Patel could comply, the communication screen activated, showing Admiral Harper's face. "Chen, what's your status?" "The Mirage system is failing, sir. We have maybe 6 hours before the aliens discover our deception, and they've just received significant reinforcements." Harper's expression darkened. "We've detected something entering Earth's atmosphere, a small vessel using some kind of stealth technology. Our best guess is they're conducting recon, trying to verify your capabilities from another angle." Maya's heart sank. If the aliens were scouting Earth directly, they'd quickly discover the truth. That humanity had no fleet of advanced warships, no quantum weapons, only a desperate bluff. "Sir, I have a plan," Maya said. "But it's dangerous and there's no guarantee of success." Harper listened as she outlined her strategy, his expression growing more concerned with each detail. When she finished, he was silent for a long moment. "You understand what you're proposing is essentially a suicide mission," he finally said. "I understand, sir. But if we do nothing, Earth falls." Harper nodded gravely. "Very well, Captain. You have authorization. God help us all. After ending the transmission, Maya addressed her crew. I need volunteers for a high-risk mission. I won't order anyone to participate. To her pride, but not her surprise, every hand on the bridge raised. Similar responses came in from all departments as word spread throughout the ship. Very well, Maya said. Here's the plan. On the Kryvax command ship, Zexval received the report from the stealth scout that had infiltrated Earth's atmosphere. The news confirmed his worst fears and sparked new ones. The humans have been deceiving us, the scout commander reported. Their planetary defenses are primitive. There are no signs of the advanced technology their ship displays. A deception? Zexval hissed. How is this possible? Unknown, Overlord, but their main vessel appears to be unique. Possibly a prototype, using technology they haven't yet deployed planet-wide. Sub-Commander Thex leaned forward eagerly. Then we should strike now before they can produce more ships like this one. Zexval considered this. If the humans had somehow created a projection system advanced enough to fool their scans, they were more resourceful than anticipated. But if their planet was truly defenseless, prepare the fleet for attack, he ordered. But first I want that prototype vessel disabled and captured. Their technology could be valuable. Overlord, his tactical officer interrupted. I'm detecting a power fluctuation in the human ship. Their primary energy source appears to be destabilizing. On the Thunderchild, Maya watched as Rodriguez and Ward deliberately induced controlled failures in the Mirage system, making it appear as if their advanced systems were suffering catastrophic cascade failures. Engine power dropping, Rodriguez reported over the comm. Weapons systems offline, shield generation compromised. They're buying it, Patel said, monitoring the alien fleet. They're changing formation, moving into attack positions. Maya nodded. Grimly. Broadcast a distress call to Earth. Make it sound desperate, but don't overdo it. Lieutenant Kim composed the message, sending it on an open channel where the aliens would be certain to intercept it. The message reported critical systems failures and requested immediate assistance. Assistance everyone knew couldn't come. Captain, Ward said quietly, the package is ready. Maya nodded. Prepare for Phase 2. All hands to emergency stations. On the Kryvax command ship, Zexval watched with growing satisfaction as the once intimidating human vessel appeared to lose power, its threatening weapons signatures fading. They were bluffing, Thex said triumphantly. Their technology was never as advanced as it appeared. Perhaps, Zexval replied cautiously. But they fooled our best scanning technology. That alone shows a level of ingenuity we should not underestimate. They're broadcasting a distress call, the communications officer reported. Their systems are failing. They're requesting assistance from their homeworld. No sign of other vessels responding. Tactical confirmed. It appears they truly are alone. Zexval made his decision. Move in and disable their propulsion systems. I want that ship captured intact. 3 Kryvax vessels broke from the main fleet, approaching the seemingly crippled Thunderchild. They took a triangular formation, preparing to use gravity beams to lock the human ship in place. Inside the Thunderchild, Maya watched the approaching vessels with tense anticipation. Distance to nearest alien ship? 8,000 kilometers in closing, Patel reported. They'll be in optimal capture range in approximately 3 minutes. Maya turned to Dr. Ward. Status of Project Prometheus? Ward checked his readings. Primed and ready, Captain. But I must emphasize this is completely untested technology. The theoretical models suggest it will work, but we're past the point of certainty, Doctor, Maya said firmly. Rodriguez, status of the emergency thrusters? Online and charged, Captain. We'll have 1 burst, maybe 15 seconds of thrust. After that, we're dead in the water. Maya nodded. That should be enough. All hands brace for emergency acceleration on my mark. As the alien vessels closed in, targeting the Thunderchild with their capture beams, Maya gave the order. Now. The emergency thrusters fired with sudden violence, sending the Thunderchild lurching forward at unexpected speed. directly toward the lead Kryvax vessel. On the Kryvax ship, alarms blared. "The human vessel is moving," Tactical shouted. "Collision. Course. Evasive maneuvers," Zexaval ordered, but it was too late. The Thunderchild didn't ram the alien vessel as expected. Instead, it veered at the last moment, passing close enough for what the humans had really planned. The deployment of Project Prometheus. Small, nearly invisible drones launched from the Thunderchild's hull, attaching themselves to the Kryvax vessel. Similar drones targeted the other two nearby ships. Within seconds, they had penetrated the alien hulls, carrying their precious cargo, a squad of volunteers, and Earth's most desperate technological gambit. Inside the lead Kryvax ship, Maya led a small team through alien corridors, moving quickly and quietly. Each member wore an experimental-powered exosuit, the real advanced technology that Earth had been developing in secret. "This way," Dr. Ward whispered, following readings on a handheld device. "The ship's central power core should be 2 levels. Down." The human infiltrators encountered surprisingly little resistance. The Kryvax, confident in their technological superiority, had never expected an enemy to board their vessels. When they reached the massive chamber housing the alien power, Core Ward quickly went to work, connecting a device to what appeared to be a control interface. "How long?" Maya asked, keeping watch at the entrance. 4 minutes to establish connection," Ward replied. "Another 2 to upload the program." Maya nodded. "Rodriguez, what's happening outside?" Rodriguez checked her tactical display. "The Thunderchild is dead in space. The aliens are preparing to capture it with gravity beams. The rest of their fleet is advancing toward Earth. We've got maybe 20 minutes before they're in weapons range." "That's cutting it close," Maya muttered. "Work faster, Doctor." On the Kryvax command ship, Zexval was preparing for their assault. On Earth, when alarms suddenly blared throughout the vessel. "What's happening?" he demanded. "Unknown energy signatures detected on vessels 3, 7, and 12, Tactical reported, panic evident in his voice. They're somehow accessing our systems." "Impossible," Zexaval snarled. "Isolate those ships from the fleet network immediately." "Too late," the science officer reported. "Whatever they're doing, it's spreading through our quantum entanglement communication system. All ships are being affected." Inside the Kryvax vessel, Ward gave a triumphant cry. "Connection established. Uploading now." Project Prometheus wasn't a weapon in the conventional sense. It was a virus, not biological but technological. Earth scientists had studied fragments of alien technology recovered from crashed scout ships over the years. They had discovered a fundamental flaw in the quantum communication systems that these advanced species used. The virus spread from ship to ship through the aliens' own communication network, exploiting this vulnerability. As it infected each vessel, it began to rewrite their translation matrices, their sensor systems, and most importantly, their tactical assessments. "Upload complete," Ward announced. "If this works, it has to work," Maya said firmly. "Back to the extraction point now." As the human team retreated to their entry point, chaos spread throughout the Kryvax fleet. Ship after ship reported contradictory readings, impossible power signatures, and increasingly terrifying assessments of human capabilities. On the command ship, Zexaval stared in disbelief at reports flooding in from his fleet. According to these readings, Earth wasn't just defended by one advanced ship, it was protected by thousands. The planet itself appeared to be generating a defensive field capable of reflecting any attack back at the attacker. And most alarmingly, new sensor readings showed the Thunderchild wasn't nearly as damaged as it had appeared. "It's another deception," he growled. "Shut down all systems and restart." "We can't," his science officer replied, voice trembling. "The infection has reached our core systems. Our quantum processors are being reconfigured at the fundamental level." What the Kryvax didn't understand was that Project Prometheus wasn't just changing what they saw, it was changing how they processed information. The virus exploited the quantum nature of their computing systems to create a form of technological mass hallucination. Maya and her team returned to their entry point, Just as the Krivax ships began to break formation, some retreating, others firing weapons at phantom targets that didn't exist. "The extraction drones are in position," Rodriguez reported. "We have 30 seconds to board." As they rushed into the small drones that would carry them back to the Thunderchild, Maya caught a glimpse of alien crew members rushing past, not even noticing the humans in their panic. Back on the Thunderchild, the bridge crew watched in amazement as the alien fleet fell into disarray. Some vessels were retreating at maximum speed, others were firing on empty space, and a few had simply shut down all systems. "It's working," Patel exclaimed. "The virus is making them see threats that aren't." "There," Lieutenant Kim's console beeped. "Captain Chen's team is aboard. All extraction drones have returned successfully." Minutes later, Maya returned to the bridge, her face showing exhaustion but triumph. "Status of the alien fleet?" "In complete disarray," Patel reported. "Over half their vessels are in full retreat. The rest are either disabled or too confused to pose a threat." Maya nodded, allowing herself a small smile. "Open a channel to their command ship." When the connection was established, she faced a visibly shaken Zexaval. "This is Captain Maya Chen of Earth. As you've now discovered, we are not as defenseless as we may have appeared." Zexaval's compound eyes narrowed. "What have you done to our ships?" "We've demonstrated a fraction of our true capabilities," Maya replied calmly. "What you experienced as a deception was merely a shield hiding our actual technology. Now that you've forced our hand, you've seen a glimpse of what we can really do." This was, of course, another bluff. Project Prometheus was a one-time weapon, a desperate gambit that had worked beyond all expectations, but the aliens didn't need to know that. "I offer you a choice," Maya continued. "Retreat from our system immediately, and we will provide you with the means to purge the infection from your systems. Or continue your aggression, and we will be forced to deploy capabilities far beyond what you've witnessed today." On his ship, Zexaval considered his options. His fleet was in chaos. His best scientific minds were baffled by the human technology that seemed to bend reality itself. And most concerning, these humans had demonstrated a level of ingenuity and resourcefulness that his species had not encountered before. "We will withdraw," he finally said, his pride wounded, but his survival instinct stronger. "Transmit the purge protocol." Maya nodded. "A wise decision. The file is being transmitted now. Once your fleet has passed the orbit of Neptune, the effects will also naturally dissipate. But know this, should you return with hostile intent, what you experienced today will seem minor by comparison." After the transmission ended, Maya slumped into her command chair, the adrenaline finally ebbing. "The purge protocol?" Ward asked quietly. "A simple system restart sequence," Maya replied. "Their own technicians would have figured it out eventually, but this gives them a face-saving way to retreat." Admiral Harper's face appeared on the communication screen. "Captain Chen, your status?" "Mission accomplished, Admiral. The alien fleet is withdrawing. Project Prometheus was more effective than we dared hope." Harper's relief was palpable. "Well, done, Captain. Earth owes you and your crew a debt that can never be repaid." As the Thunderchild limped back toward Earth, Maya looked out at the stars once more. Humanity had survived its first encounter with an advanced alien species not through superior technology or firepower, but through ingenuity, courage, and a well-executed bluff. The truth was that humans were far behind the Krivax technologically. But in creativity, adaptability, and sheer determination, they had proven themselves a force to be reckoned with. And perhaps that was the most terrifying weapon of all, a species that refused to accept defeat, even when outmatched in every conventional measure. The Krivax had come expecting an easy conquest. Instead, they had learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy isn't the one with the biggest guns, but the one willing to risk everything on a desperate gambit. As the last alien ships disappeared into the darkness of space, Maya allowed herself a moment of quiet pride. "Take us home," she ordered softly. "Our work here is done." But in the back of her mind, she knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy now knew of humanity's existence. There would be other encounters, other challenges, and next time they would need more than just clever deceptions. Next time they would need to be ready.